Everybody thinks of tiki cocktails being served in tiki mugs, but to me, some of the most exciting cocktail presentations were in the glasses that the cocktails were served in. Aloha and welcome back to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. This is one of those episodes that I've been waiting to do for so long. The Trader Vic's chain has been famous for the glassware that they've used over the decades to serve their eloquent cocktails in. I recently made a purchase on eBay for one of the rarest cocktail glasses that you could possibly find from Trader Vic's. Over the years of doing this show, I've tried to purchase almost all of the specialty glassware that Trader Vic's served their cocktails in, like through the eras, including the Lady Cocktail glass, the Tiki Stem Champagne glass, the Tiki Stem Champagne Capote, the 8-ounce version, the Hollow Stem glass, the Big Shot glass, and the one that I thought that was going to be the pinnacle of my collection, the Voodoo Tumbler. One of the rarest cocktail glasses you could possibly find, but nowhere near as rare as the Marine Tumbler. Even holding it out here makes me wildly uncomfortable. It is so rare and so expensive if you can find one on eBay, and I do it for the show. That's like the nicest thing about the show is that I'm able to purchase like really expensive, really rare Trader Vic's glassware because I know that I'm gonna bring it to you guys. It's not just me spending a lot of money on this kind of thing just to put in my collection and like, don't even look at it kind of thing. I mean, you can look at it, but don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
So this glass was created by the Imperial Glass Company. They also use these at the Kahiki, but Trader Vic's specifically offered two different colors. They had a red one and they had a green one. Now, why did they have two different colors? Let me tell you, viewer, why they had two different colors. This is supposed to be representative of a port light. On the port side of the boat, there was a red light. On the starboard side of the boat, there was a green light. There's a specific cocktail that goes with this called the port light. And tonight I'm very excited to try for the first time ever the port light cocktail, and I'm gonna bring you along. I'm both very excited to be drinking out of this cocktail glass, while at the same time absolutely dubious when you look over at the ingredients. And for this cocktail, we'll be using lemons, passion fruit nectar, honey, an egg, and Kentucky straight bourbon. I don't usually prefer bourbon cocktails when we start talking about tiki. I certainly don't prefer bourbon mixed with egg whites. We'll see what happens. Stay to the very end when we taste the cocktail. Otherwise, let's get to mixing. For this cocktail, we will be referring to the 1972 Bartender's Guide by Trader Vic Bergeron. On page 240, he has a cocktail denoted by his little logo here that he invented this thing, or at least maybe one of his bartenders did, but it says the Port Light. We are going to build it in a tin like this, and we're going to start with honey. This honey was sent to me like a year ago, and I feel so bad that I haven't done anything with it yet. It's by Lucille's Barrel Aged Honey brand, and I told them, this isn't sponsored or anything, but I told them that I would certainly try it on the show and at least feature it or something. So here we go. Thank you so much for the honey offer. He also sent me ginger honey. So I don't want to get too wrapped up in like different tastes. I just want to use this normal flavored honey here. Oh, wow. It does smell kind of like smoky. Maybe that's like the aging. But it says to start off with 2 bar spoons of honey. Oh, look at that. Okay. So there's a bar spoon there. That does not want to go. It's odd that you would use just straight honey and not like honey syrup. So we'll see how this goes. There's another bar spoon there. Might be kind of heavy on the honey, but dude, while we're at it, let's taste the Lucille's honey. Oh, man. Wow. Incredible flavor. Very rich. It's not as light as the normal honey that you get like with a little bear, you know? It's interesting for this cocktail. I don't know how much is going to influence the taste, but I don't know. We're using Maker's Mark too, so I don't know if Trader Vic used Maker's Mark. It's really hard to nail these cocktails down because so many of the ingredients over the years have changed and fallen in and out of popularity. So at the very least, we're going to try Lucille's Barrel Aged Honey. I keep wanting to throw, I like to throw the fruit back and forth, and I'm so scared about this glass right here because it's so rare. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to cut this thing. Okay. We need 1 ounce of lemon juice. There's 1 ounce of lemon juice. We're gonna add that to the tin here. I'm gonna just try and mix that up a little bit because we do have honey just kind of like in here coagulating. Okay, for the next ingredient, we are going to do a 1/2 ounce of passion fruit nectar, which is a shame because I have a gigantic can. Okay, there is 1/2 ounce. Smells like passion fruit. And then this is where things get a little squirrely. They're talking about 1 ounce of egg white. This is always, you know, I'm not a professional cocksmith, so we're just gonna try and get the white into here. Oh man, there's probably a technique for this, but I don't know it. Oh, gross. Come on, man. Oh no, the egg! Okay, I got most of the yolk out. Look, if you want technique, go talk to the educated barfly. If you want to talk about tiki glasses, then that's why you're here. And 1 egg white, which is not totally clear. Oh, dude, it's so gross. And then 2 ounces of bourbon. Okay, now that we have the contents here in the mixing tin, we're gonna get our old trusty friend, the snowflake. Remember this guy? So the recipe calls for us to use shaved ice, 1 scoop of shaved ice in the cocktail. So we're gonna get some ice cubes, and these are just normal ice cubes that you get out of like your refrigerator. And then real quickly, we're just gonna shave some ice. And then this is the consistency of the ice. So the consistency of this ice is just like snow. If you want to buy one of these snowflakes to make this kind of thing, you can also use it to make things like ice cones, ice garnishes, ice shell garnishes. It's on Amazon, super cheap, super effective, like really good. Okay, it said to add 1 scoop of shaved ice to the drink. I'm calling that a scoop. So the main reason for doing this is it's going to chill the drink, but it's also going to introduce a lot of water. Now, we'll hit it with the Hamilton Beach. And I don't know if you can see, but it's frothed up in there. Most of the ice is basically gone. So it introduced water. It also chilled it. We are now, I get so nervous handling this thing, going to pour this. Did I ever wash that? I wonder if I ever washed this. Okay, all clean. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, to see a cocktail served in the marine tumbler. Look at the consistency. Very frothy. Smells like bourbon egg, which is gross smelling. It's a very sweet bourbony egg and honey scent. I don't know about this drink. Of course, we're gonna top it off with some pebble ice. Vic says to garnish it with a fruit stick. And when you're talking fruit sticks in the world of Trader Vic's, he's referring to a pineapple chunk and a cherry. So we're gonna balance this right here. What else does it say? Fresh mint. Of course, on the show, we have a motto, a mantra, a way of life, in that we don't skimp the mint. This is a big chunk right here. So this alone wouldn't be skimping the mint, but I do like to go little extra with the mint. The worst thing in life is when you get a cocktail with 1 wilty piece of mint. We're gonna go ahead and give it a smack. And then just go ahead and twist off the bottoms there. And we will sink this right in the back for one of the most beautiful cocktails I've ever devised. Oh, what else? Maybe we'll throw a Menehune swizzle in there too, to denote that it is from Trader Vic's. Would you look at that cocktail? What a dream. Can you imagine getting served this at Trader Vic's in like 1961? Wearing a suit or a dress. If you're wearing a dress, I don't know, you might be wearing a dress. It's a pretty special presentation. It almost lights up like a lamp. Look at that. Is it lighting up? Maybe. Now, before we taste this cocktail, if you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, turn on the bell for the notifications. If you'd like to support the Breezeway Cocktail Hour, join our Patreon. If you join the Patreon, I will send you this enamel pin, and you'll have opportunities to buy merch before it goes on sale to anybody else, because that always sells out. Other than that, we do a Breezeway After Dark live Zoom call, after each episode premieres, and you can hang out, have a cocktail with me, talk to other Tiki Files and Breezetonians about, I don't know, about this, about your favorite Tiki mugs, about your own home Tiki bar. It's a fun way to get involved. So, that being said, let's taste this drink. I'm very nervous, very excited. From Trader Vic's, this is the Port Light. Cheers. Oh, wowee. That is a flood of emotions. That is a roller coaster of flavors and textures. It's very creamy. You definitely get that bourbon, but that bourbon flavor seems to be mitigated a little bit by the passion fruit nectar as well as the lemon juice. I wouldn't say it's a bad cocktail. It's like, once you kind of sit with that for a minute, it kind of gets really good. What else is in here? The honey? I guess the honey adds to the creaminess as well as the egg white. It's not a drink that you would expect these flavors to come from. And I'm liking it more and more. I think it was a shock at first because I always expect rum. Because we just drink rum on here, right? Mostly we drink rum. But now the bourbon flavor has kind of gone away. You get it really like on the back end, just kind of that hint of like whiskey, you know? Dude, it's a good drink. I think this is a good drink. I'm curious if you think it's a good drink because I don't know how, I think it's a good drink. I would imagine that different bourbons would certainly influence the flavor profile. The texture is just really nice. It's very smooth. You know what? I'm tasting the honey through all of the flavors. And I think it's because of the Lucille's, the barreled aged honey is such a distinct flavor. It's not like a normal honey. So I wonder what a normal honey would do to this recipe. But this might actually be helping the recipe because it's such a particular flavor. This is certainly one that I'm gonna finish all the way through. I didn't know what I was tasting when I first tasted it, but now that I'm kind of getting into it, dude, it's pretty good. And again, can you imagine in 1961, arriving to Trader Vic's in your 1961 Ford Thunderbird, wearing a suit, you got a lovely dame, is that what they called them back then? Maybe that was the 40s. Lovely lady by your side in heels and a fancy dress. Or a couple fellas out on the town together. You walk through those double doors of Trader Vic's, emblazoned with their logo on the glass, through columns of incredible Leroy Schmaltz carved tikis. You pass the big giant cooking stoves, the big Chinese ovens. Then you finally find your seat at your table. You sit down. The enchanting server brings you this illuminating, beautiful, delicate cocktail glass. The green of the mint leaves offset that beautiful red. The gold is just elegant. This is one of those glasses I never thought I'd ever have. I thought that I'd have to pay a fortune for it, and I did. It's for all of you out there. It's for the show. It's for the experience of going back in time traveling to drink a cocktail in the glass that it was served in. It's so good. There's the marine tumbler right there. Check it out. So, are we gonna be able to find the green one? We have to complete the set. This is Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. This is the show for Tiki cocktails, celebrating mid-century cocktails and culture from the golden age of Tiki. We have to get a hold of the green one, of the Starboard Light. And I was just researching what the recipe is for the Starboard Light. It's all the same. The only thing you change is instead of bourbon, you use scotch. Very interesting. Dude, that's the end. I think I drank it all. I slurped down an egg white. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and if you don't hit that subscribe button, it's lights out.